changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world on us burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a piece of the that. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to go. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
Alrighty. Righty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IWN YouTube channel. This is your AEW Dynamite review for March the 16th, 2023. I know it's 3:52 a.m. in the morning, but I want to go ahead and get this review over with as soon as possible so I can go over your WWE and AEW Thursday morning news, which we'll go over after the review. Dynamite last night was a banger. Very, very good show. You got to give AEW and Tony Khan credit. That was an amazing show. And to those of you that were in the live chat for my AEW Dynamite watch along, thank you for being there. I hope you had a good time. And thank you for the likes that I received. You guys are new to the channel. You know what to do already. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Don't forget to go check out all the other content I have on the channel. My Monday Night Raw review from this week is there. Go check that out. Give that a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. My SmackDown review from last week is on the channel, as well as my Dynamite and Monday Night Raw reviews. So, sorry for that. I forgot to close the TV or mute the TV. But again, my Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite reviews from last week are on the channel, as well as my SmackDown review. My Monday Night Raw review from this week is on the channel as well. And if you guys haven't checked out my Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, or even my WWE 2K22 and trying to think, 2K22 and Dragon Ball Z Vs 2 playlists, go check those out. Go check those live streams out. Your support, your comments, your likes, of course, helps out the channel in a lot of ways that some of you don't realize. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to the Dynamite review. Going to go ahead and get started here. I know my logo is kind of crooked. My AEW Dynamite logo is kind of crooked a little bit. My bad. I wasn't really in, but I wanted to make it straight, but it's okay. Nobody's making a big deal about it. I'm not making a big deal about it. As long as the background looks okay, we are fine. As long as the quality's working well, as long as my audio's working, we are good to go. Now, does anybody have any questions before we begin the Dynamite review? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe so. I guess not. I guess not, man. All right. Not going to keep anybody waiting. So, without further ado, we are going to actually go ahead and begin the Dynamite review. I'm ready to get this ready over your Thursday morning news and get back off of here. My eyes are kind of tired right now. They really are. Now, let's go ahead and get started. So, AEW Dynamite episode 11 with AEW champion Dynamite was started as a showcase for one of the company. devoted into a 4-way promo segment involving all of them. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara interrupted proceedings and expressed their desire for a championship opportunity. Back and forth insults were hurled between the stars, including some personal ones between Guevara and MJF before the predictable brawl broke out, ending with the champion crashing into a cake and to the floor. This was a very, very, very brilliant, fantastic start to Dynamite episode 11 last night. Loved it. I loved everything about this MJF segment on Dynamite. Long-term booking. Storytelling. Starting to see it on Dynamite now. So, everybody can quit complaining and fussing. Oh, we're more on WWE. There's going to be stories. We're starting to see stories. Mike, no need to complain. Give them time. Time, man. Now, like I said, this was a brilliant start to the show. It was definitely a fantastic way to introduce prospective new challengers to the title picture as far as this segment goes. We saw the three of the four pillars in the ring with MJF. MJF's the fourth pillar. MJF, Perry, Guevara, and Allen have long been built as the four home grounds around who AEW would be built. In this era of the company, where it is of the utmost importance for Tony Khan to start looking ahead, now is absolutely the time to move on this match. So there's a possibility that a fatal four-way match could possibly be happening for double or nothing for the AEW World Championship. So be on the lookout for on that, because the news on that is going to spread like wildfire very, very soon. I could just feel it. I know this match is going to be official for double or nothing. There's no way they're having this match for All Out or Blood and Guts. It wouldn't fit right. It wouldn't fit those pay-per-views. The match wouldn't fit those pay-per-views. Or Revolution, because the Revolution, we've already had that. We know it wouldn't fit All Out. We know it wouldn't fit Full Gear. We know it's not going to fit Blood and Guts. So I think the pay-per-view to book this Fatal 4-Way World Championship is for AEW Double or Nothing. That's pay-per-view. We'll see what happens. Oh no, Mark, believe it or not, 4 years of the company. There is no better way to highlight where the company has come from and where it is going. Than by booking the four-way clash for the title end of that show. Now, props to Guevara for showing up and delivering a heated promo that differentiated, I can't even get it right. I can't fucking get it right, man. In other words, it was differentiated from the normal arrogance that has dominated his mic work. I will say this. He reminded viewers of the young star that once overcame early to hate to become one of the most popular competitors in the inner circle. If I was to grade this segment, I would give this an A right off the bat. Never mind A+. Because this was fucking great. One of the best segments, or should I say probably one of the only segments of the entire show. Just based on the show that I watched. This was absolutely a nail in the coffin. Creative, nailed it. They killed it with this segment, man. Whoever produced this segment did a very good job with it. I didn't see nothing wrong with it at all. So we had got a great start to Dynamite with that MJF segment. The 4 Puler segment on Dynamite. All right. So now we move on from that to Excalibur showing a video of Chris Jericho getting a street named after him. John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli made their entrances for the next match. There was some fun stuff in there. The promo was way too inside. But the segment was still great at the same time. Still great at the same time, man. The Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW World Championship for Double or Nothing is going to be a fun match. No matter what people think. It's going to be one of the best matches on the card. It's going to be one of the best matches of the entire pay-per-view. No question about it. It's going to go down it's also probably going to go down as one of the greatest matches in AEW history. Maybe. We'll see. Adam Hangman Page made his entrance, followed by Evil Uno. And it's Stu Grayson. We got Adam Hangman Page, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson versus Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta. So we got Blackpool Combat Club and Dark Order, Adam Hangman Page continuing their feud. No, actually, no. Take that back. I think this match marks the end of the Blackpool Combat Club and Dark Order Adam Hangman Page feud. I think the way it was set up, the way the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite were set up in the ring facing each other, I think the ending sets up the Blackpool Combat Club and Elite feud. So the match that they had, the match the Blackpool Combat Club had with Adam Hangman Page and Dark Order were their last match. So it's the match of the Blackpool Combat Club's feud with the Dark Order. So that marks the end of their feud, the Dark Order, and it marks the beginning of their feud with the Elite and Adam Hangman Page. I think that match should be booked for either Double or Nothing or Blood and Guts. I think, to be honest, we should get a 7 out of 7 series, 8-on-8 man tag team match. The way I see it, I think a 7 best of 7 series, 8-on-8 man tag team match would be great. Blackpool Combat Club versus Adam Hangman Page and the Elite. And a 7 out of 7 best series. I don't mind that. I don't mind watching those matches for Double or Nothing and Blood and Guts. as long as the matches are produced and written right, you know. As long as we get the right outcomes coming out of those matches, you know, and the right beginnings and the right endings of matches, you know what I mean? Long as the feud goes well, man. But Evil Uno and Wheeler Yuta started the match. They traded chops to start, and then Yuta backed Uno into the corner. Moxley tagged in, landed some heavy shots in the corner. Claudio Castagnoli quickly tagged in, landed a seated drop kick on Uno for the 1 count. Only a 1 count. Wow. Goes to show you how powerful and strong Evil Uno is. The heart of Uno means no bounds. The heart of Evil Uno means business. The heart of Evil Uno is still within Uno. Evil Uno has heart, man. His heart is as willingly as all heart Blake Christian. Just like Blake Christian, the Evil Uno never gives up. He keeps on going. I could easily see Evil Uno having a singles run in AEW in the future. I mean, it's great in the ring by himself. And he can get it done with his tag partners too. So Moxley tagged in, landed some heavy shots in the corner. Claudio quickly tagged in, landed a seated drop kick on Uno. Made some quick tags to isolate Uno. Off the apron. Sorry, my audio is skipping. I don't understand why it's doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. There's no reason why my audio should be skipping and going so fast like that. It's ridiculous. Bear with me, guys. I hope you guys are able to listen and hear me. Uno escaped and made a tag to Grayson, who crowned Claudio and Wheeler with rapid fire offense. He then landed a spine buster on Moxley and a springboard twisting senton on Claudio for a near fall. Claudio then fired up and dumped Grayson to the floor, where the Combat Club drilled him with a spike pile driver. Moxley dominated Grayson with heavy chops and strikes. Grayson back right. He bought himself a window to tag out. Hangman got the hot tag and cleaned house on Claudio and Wheeler. He landed a fallaway slam to Wheeler in a driving forearm strike onto Claudio on the floor. Hangman then landed a lariat on Yuta and set up for a powerbomb, but Wheeler slipped out. Page landed the powerbomb eventually. Uno landed a senton from the top. Claudio took out Uno with a lariat and sent Grayson to the floor. Moxley tagged in to face Hangman and ate a lariat for his trouble. Moxley grabbed the referee so Wheeler could blast Hangman with the ring bell on the apron, the ring bell. Grayson and Uno checked on Hangman and then charged back into the ring, Yuta chop blocked Uno from behind and then sent Grayson into the corner. Grayson fired back and sent Claudio into the ring post. So then Uno landed a senton from the top. Claudio took out Uno with a lariat, sent Grayson to the floor. Moxley tagged in to face Hangman and ate a lariat for his trouble. Moxley grabbed the referee so Wheeler could last Hangman with the ring bell on the apron. I'm reading it again in case anybody didn't hear me. So then, Wheeler Yuta chop blocked Uno from behind, sent Grayson into the corner. I know that had to hurt Uno's leg after that. Grayson fired back, sent Claudio into the ring post. Uno landed a DDT on Moxley, and then Grayson landed a top rope somersault. Somersault senton for a near fall. Uno and Grayson landed the fatality from the top rope on Moxley. Wheeler had to break up the pinfall. Claudio tagged into the match, and Grayson got a near fall with a Hurricane Run. Wheeler snuck around and pulled Uno from the apron. Claudio landed a huge uppercut on Grayson, and then Moxley applied a rear naked chin or rear neck choke. I was going to say chin lock because that's what WWE superstars do on TV. Chin locks. That's what I see every week on WWE television. You know, they're known for that. Every talent, it seems like every talent on WWE television is known for that these days. Oh, it's the chin lock. You know. Anyways, man. Claudio landed a huge uppercut on Grayson. And then Moxley applied a rear naked choke. Grayson was forced to tap out. That was it. That was it, man. After the match, Moxley held onto the choke. Alex Reynolds, John Silver ran down to the ring to clear the Blackpool Combat Club into the crowd. A free video package was shown for Juice Robinson. Asked Ricky Starks what he was going to do about him knocking him out the week prior. Jade Cargill's open challenge came up next. There was a lot to enjoy about the performance in this match. There really was. We went from having a hot start to the show with a fantastic way to introduce prospective new challengers to the title picture, to the AEW World title picture, to now AEW giving us a really fantastic tag team match. This was a really strong match, which should not have been much of a surprise based on the key figures involved. What made it better was the crowd's devotion to Grayson and the idea of the underdog scoring a comeback victory. Now, it did not happen, which actually further established the Blackpool Combat Club as a legitimate heel act, despite one of the most popular stars in AEW history leading it. John Silver and Alex Reynolds making the save, and Uno showing out as much as he did suggests we may be poised for a big blow-off match at some point soon. Maybe blood and guts. Maybe blood and guts. That's the question. You guys think a match is going to happen at Blood and Guts? I think the match is going to happen The match that's going to happen is Adam Hangman Page in the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Willa Yuta, and Brian Davison. That's where this is headed. The Blackpool Combat Club's feud with the Dark Order is done. Okay? It's absolutely done. Now, moving on to the TBS Championship match that happened. So Jade Cargill issued an open challenge a week ago to anyone in Canada who wanted to step up and compete for the TBS Championship. Now, this was one of the only boring things on this show. This was the only boring thing on the show, was Jade Cargill issuing that open challenge. This was the only boring thing on the show. You know, this match helped nobody. This was the only worst match of the entire show. So longtime Shimmer competitor Nicole Matthews answered that challenge, but lasted no longer than any other opponent Cargill has battled. A big pump kick, Jade ended her night in short order as the champion retained. So then, Cargill grabbed a mic, questioned whether that was all Canada had, only for Taya Valkyrie to step through the curtain. Remember, there was original news of Taya Valkyrie possibly making her AEW debut to answer Jade Cargill's challenge, and she seemingly shut down those rumors that the Dirt Sheets, Fightful, and Wrestling Observer Radio was reporting. She tried to cover it up. She tried to cover up the fact that they and everybody else knew that she was going to be making her AEW debut. And sure enough, she did. Not a good idea to cover up something that everybody already knows. Miss Taya Valkyrie. Making her AEW debut, she came face-to-face with the champion before laying Layla Gray out with Cargill's finisher. I guess she wanted the news on her debut to be a surprise, I guess. I understand. I get it. I get it, man. I really do. Now, anyways. So, considering how much of a holding pattern Cargill has been in over last year, bringing Valkyrie in feels like a step in the right direction toward reestablishing the TBS champion as a force in AEW. But Cargill is a star who should be doing a hell of a lot more than she has been. And if that means a feud with Valkyrie and even potentially losing the title to her, so be it. So be it. Anything to get her past these fucking boring squash matches. That helps no one in the end at this point. Not even Jade Cargill in the TBS Championship. So we got the AEW International Championship match. Now, a couple things to note. Number one, Taya Valkyrie should be a fun challenger for Jade Cargill. And hopefully they give Nicole Matthews something more than 40 seconds. Because that was just fucking awful. Nicole Matthews was just buried, used like shit on TV. And that's not good television. Nicole Matthews being used like dog shit. Good. A cute segment aired word low. It resembled an episode of TMZ TV show. I don't care about this whatsoever, about the QTV, but I care about the segment, not about that QTV shit, though. They showed footage of breaking into Wardlow's car, which turned out to be Aaron Solo. QT Marshall made a joke about MJF stealing his momentum last year and threw his passport off screen. Powerhouse Hobbs then popped out of his chair to say, "Welcome to Will's World, bitch." Hobbs will have an open challenge for the TNT title on Rampage. Jeff Jarrett made his entrance with Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal, who had his arm sling. Or should I say, Jay Lethal, who has an arm sling. So he's wearing an arm sling on either on his left or right. I couldn't tell which arm he had that arm sling on. Jay Lethal hugged Jarrett on the stage and headed to the back. Orange Cassidy followed. The camera focused on a guy wearing a Shockmaster outfit. Cassidy swapped the All-Atlantic Championship for the International Championship in his backpack before the match started. Justin Roberts made introductions for the match. So, here's what went down. Jeff Jarrett did everything in his power to dethrone Orange Cassidy as AEW International Championship Wednesday night. You guys know that, right? So, upon that, there was an interference from Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, in a late blow to the head of the champion from Jay Lethal. At that point, you think nothing could keep freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy down. Not even the knee took away some of his signature offense, forced him to fight through several submission attempts, was able to lead to put him down. He shook off the pain long enough to land one well-timed orange punch to score the victory. Cassidy once again showcased why he has steadily and consistently been among the best workers in AEW over the last 8 months. He has worked great matches with talent of all time. And this was different. This was a sports entertainment heavy match. It was a damn good match with the interference timed perfectly, and Edwards staring as the referee hell-bent on preventing Jarrett from stealing championship gold. Jarrett, as far as Jarrett goes, to his credit, provided he could still hang in one-on-one action. Much of that can be attributed to the fact that he is one of the smartest, most experienced in-ring performers of his or any generation. He gets it and knows what he has to do to make the guy he is in the ring with, and this was evidence of that. This was defiantly evidence of that. That was proof right there, man. Wow. Wow. Some good shit. The Outcasts, Saraya, Toni Storm, Ruby Soho made their entrance for a promo. Saraya told everyone to shut their mouths. Ruby introduced a story and said, once upon a time, the grass was greener in AEW. Until a couple of bitches that came along and pissed on the grass. Saraya called herself a miracle, said they should, worship the ground they walk on because there wouldn't be a division without them. Toni Storm then piped up to say that when she became the interim champion, nobody appreciated her at all. And that's when she realized that none of the fat neckbeards know what they want. She said they were the outcasts and they weren't going anywhere. They were enjoying taking out rookies one at a time. They brought up the names of Sky Blue, Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter. Both Hayter and Baker ran down, took all three women down. They quickly turned the tables. The heels beat down Hayter and Baker. They beat down Hayter and Baker with Storm landing Storm Zero on Hayter. Riho ran down with Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale and cleared the heels from the ring. Cole and Hayter exchanged pleasantries afterward. Now, I don't want to say this Outcast gimmick is bad. I'm just going to say the logic for the Outcast gimmick isn't bad at all. I mean, it's tied to what fans have perceived as legitimate grievances in the case of Storm and Soho. Now, paint, that shit has got to go. That shit got to get off of TV. I'm pretty sure there's something more than spray paint that can get them over. I mean, come on. You serious with this shit? This is getting old. Really. There are some positive direction. Hopefully they can heat up Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale so they have more than two baby faces to oppose. But I feel like this is doing nothing for Jamie Hayter or Britt Baker. Especially if Sky Blue, Riho, and Willow Nightingale coming out, getting more TV time, and messing up and ruining and getting in their spotlight. If I was Jamie Hayter, I'd be doubting her reign right now because it feels like AEW is putting Jamie Hayter down. I feel like AEW is going to ruin her run in the coming weeks. I feel like they're going to mess up her run soon. And I really don't want them to mess up Jamie Hayter and her reign as AEW World Women's Champion because she's doing a hell of a good job. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. They need to focus on Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker's feud with the Outcasts. They don't need to be focusing on Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale at the moment right now. There's no reason why Riho, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue should be coming out. It made no sense. Just because they got defeated doesn't give them the reason to come out. Just because they got defeated by Outcasts. Just because Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale got defeated by Toni Storm, just give them the reason to come out. Okay. Number one. Number two, Sky Blue, Willow Nightingale, and Riho has nothing to do with it, so leave them out of it. You should be focusing on the Outcasts, Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, and trying to figure out and determine when you're going to have Chris Statlander to return and join Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker's faction. I wonder what their faction is going to be known. What is the name of their faction? That's the question. They haven't even, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter haven't even came up with the name of their faction yet. With Rebuild off of TV, I think Chris Statlander is going to replace Rebuild for sure. She just hasn't been used on TV anymore. I guess they come to realize that there's no creative plans for Rebuild in AEW. I don't know, man. It's just me guessing. Matt Menard and Angela Hart made a pitch for the Acclaim AAS in a backstage promo. You really think the Acclaim is going to turn heel after losing those AEW World Tag Team Championships? It could be possible. Who knows? But I don't think it should happen just because A, it doesn't make no sense. B, the Acclaim is better off as a tag team. Why the fuck would you have them tease the Acclaim joining Jericho Appreciation Society knowing they're going to be buried right on the spot from the word go? They would be buried if they joined Jericho Appreciation Society, and they will never be used on TV again. Don't you want the Acclaim to be on top of the tag team division on TV? Why would you want them to join Jericho Appreciation Society only to not have no creative plans, only to not be used on TV? No, that's not what we want. That's not what should happen. FTR is currently feuding with the Guns. That's the only reason why FTR came back, is to continue their feud with the Guns. We're probably going to see that next week on Dynamite, maybe. Who knows? Justin Roberts made ring introductions for the main event of the World Championship. The House of Black was out first. Come on, damn audio, stop that shit. So once the House of Black was out first, followed by the Elite, and then Jericho Appreciation Society, Ted Irvin, Chris Jericho's father, was shown in the crowd. I didn't even know Chris Jericho had a father. Tell you the truth about it. I didn't even know that was Chris Jericho's real-life father. House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews with Julia Hart defending their AEW Trios Tag Team Championships against the Elite and JS. So, this is what happened with the match. It's going to be quick. So, we know it was not a happy homecoming for Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. But despite thunderous welcomes from the Winnipeg faithful, Jericho, here's what went down. Jericho partnered with Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia, while Omega teamed with Nick and Mac Jackson to challenge the House of Black. Despite overwhelming positive reactions for the city's favorite sons, it was the united force of the House of Black that fueled them to a successful title defense. Now, before I go over my thoughts on this match, we're going to go over what went down, what really went down. So, Brody King, Sammy Guevara started the match. Guevara landed a kick, did some gloating, then got cut down with a chop by King. Garcia tagged in, tried to chop him back, but was also leveled. Garcia tried to tag literally anybody else into the match, but had no luck. Everybody said, fuck that, we're not tagging you in. Maybe a part of the Jericho Appreciation Society said, Daniel Garcia deserves to get his ass beat by Brody King. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Jericho Appreciation Society breakup storyline. And I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Garcia addresses to Chris Jericho the only reason why you didn't want to be tagged in is because you know how good Brody King is or whatever, maybe. I don't understand why everybody got out the ring, man. Did they want Daniel Garcia to get his tail beat by Brody King? Did part of them say, well, maybe Daniel Garcia deserves it? Deserves to get his ass beat by Brody King? I don't know why they did that. That was weird. Weird moment there. Jericho accepted the tag, got a standing ovation after he got back in the ring. Malachi Black tagged in. A Y2J chant started for Jericho. Man, could we be signaling for Jericho bringing back his Y2J gimmick? Could he be separating himself from Jericho Appreciation Society? I don't know. Maybe. Omega then went into the match, and both of them got the crowd fired up by going face to face. The House of Black then stormed the ring and sent them both to the floor, which got a chorus of boos. The House of Black singled out Jericho. Malachi Black tagged into the ring, and Jericho fired back with chops. He attempted a Julius effect, but Black avoided it. Jericho was able to land a double underhook backbreaker and then tag out Garcia. He dropped Black with some strikes. NJS struck an obnoxious pose. Obnoxious pose. Guevara blasted Black with a kick to the head. He stumbled into a tag from Nick Jackson. And then he landed a facebuster on Malachi, got caught attempting a moonsault to the floor. Buddy Matthews then threw him into a knee strike from Black. Buddy tagged into the match, prevented Nick from making a tag after a super kick. Nick scrambled to tag in Omega. He fired up the crowd, landed a Snapdragon suplex on Black. He then landed a forward roll slam and moonsault combination on Buddy for a 2 count. Omega landed a head scissors, tossed Buddy into the corner. Jericho made a tag, went face to face with Omega. This time they got into a hockey fight until the match went completely sideways with rapid fire spots. Omega and Jericho survived it, and Jericho managed to scope up Omega for the walls of Jericho. The Bucks gave him a double super kick to break it up. Then more rapid fire spots to everyone in the ring being down and out. Jericho attempted a springboard attack on Omega, but ended up flying to the floor for his trouble. Omega then dove on Jericho on the floor. The crowd busted out a holy shit chant. Malachi Matthews attempted to stop Kenny from returning to the ring, but Nick Jackson dove on them from the ring. Guevara Garcia then got back involved, landed a superplex. I was about to get it wrong. And a Spanish fly on Matt and Nick Jackson. Omega then mixed it up with Brody King, but got stuffed. Jericho made the same attempt with the same result. Jericho and Omega both aligned temporarily to land a superplex on Brody King. After the crowd enjoyed the temporary alliance, Jericho landed a code breaker on Omega for a close near fall. Well, that went while that lasted. It was definitely a cool moment while it lasted. Dark Order Adam Hangman Page was shown brawling with the Blackpool Combat Club backstage. Omega got the knees up on a Jericho lion salt attempt. Matt Jackson landed a Northern Light suplex on Garcia and Guevara. Jericho landed another codebreaker on Nick Jackson. Brody King broke up a pinfall attempt on Matt Jackson after a shooting star press from Guevara. King then took out Guevara, threw him at the feet of Jericho. House of Black stood in the ring, called out Jericho. He entered the ring, got beat down by all three men. Followed by Dante's Inferno, Power Driver from King. Kenny Omega broke up the fall. Jericho managed to hit Brody King with his bat, but he kicked out after a close near fall. Black landed a back heel kick in Jericho. Guevara took out the Elite on the floor with a splash. The House of Black took out Garcia, and King delivered Dante's Inferno Power Driver again on him to get the win. After the match, Jake Hager ran down to the ring, got beat down by the House of Black. The brawl between Blackpool Combat Club, Dark Order spilled to ringside. Hangman Page ended up in the ring with the Blackpool Combat Club surrounding him. The Elite entered the ring and stood behind Page, which caused the Blackpool Combat Club to back away to close the show. That was it. This was an action-packed main event that saw the action steadily break down late. King, Matthews, Black united to put an end to the threat to their reign. Now, following the bell, the brawl between Page and Blackpool Combat Club spilled into the arena, culminating with Page standing between his foes and his former friends, the Elite. Now that's how you execute a cliffhanger, if you ask me. And you know, Page has not been a member of the Elite for 2 years now. Their friendship dissolving during Hangman's inner battles. There have been teases across the Being the Elite YouTube show, and Page even alluded to reuniting with old friends a month or two ago. It looks like a reunion with the Elite is coming sooner rather than later. That's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking, man. Against a seemingly unstoppable, nastier than ever Blackpool Combat Club, is the right place to start. Jericho Omega showed up, showed out, motivated by the love shown by them, by their hometown fans. While the House of Black again looked like a badass force of nature, that will be difficult to unseat. Now, that is what I call a damn good way to wrap up the show. Amen to that. Dynamite really went big for being in Canada. After the Revolution builds were a bit lagging, it's safe to say they are really ramping things up going into the spring and summer. We did get a great new video from Caster of the Acclaim, giving love back to the fans. Good response from Menard Parker. And we're getting 2.0 versus Bollywood Boys to bring things back from WWE 205 Live. And I actually have some news on what's booked for Rampage. So we'll go over that in just a little bit. Now, Bernard and Parker will win, sure, but the Acclaimed defiantly need to respond with a diss track. And then we got some good stuff from the AEW Women's Division, Civil War, with the Outcasts getting what was coming from essentially Team Homegrown. Hayter, Britt, Riho, Sky, and Willow standing tall was good stuff. Riho was never going to hit Hayter with that pipe. She never was. She never intended to. It was not her intention. She never did it. It would have been out of character for Riho to do so, though. And she does not fit as a heel at all. No way in hell. It'll probably be determined whether Marina and Nyla will join the Outcasts. Nobody wants to watch Marina Shafir on TV. She is terrible. She really is. No shit. JD and his fan base and everybody else that are not fans of Marina Shafir are not lying. They are not lying. They are speaking truth. I've seen what she does in the ring. No, she's not good. Roger Strong needs to train his wife. Roger Strong, if you hear me, I hope you're listening. Train your wife. Train your wife. She needs more in-ring experience. Really, she does. She needs to be on the level that you are on in wrestling right now. And when was the last time we seen Roger Strong on TV? Where is he? He's been nowhere to be seen the last few months. What's going on? He's been seen on Instagram, but haven't been any news on Roger Strong at all. None. Roger Strong's been quiet. We have yet to hear anything from him. But anyways, hopefully Sheeta will come back in the story. She was shot by the Outcasts behaving this way at the start of things. And she needs to tip the scales in one side's favor for this to come full circle. You know, I'm very disappointed in AEW booking Jade Cargill in squash matches. Continuing to book her in squash matches. But now that Taya Valkyrie's made her debut, it's finally safe to say that Jade Cargill will finally get her first TBS championship feud in AEW. You know. But this was a bit disappointing that Jade Cargill squashes someone in her TBS championship match rather than facing a strong opponent. Well, that's AEW's fault. Learn how to book your TBS Women's Champion on TV. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Jade Cargill's not terrible. You just got to book her right. You haven't been booking her or using her right on TV. If you book her and use her right on TV, book her in actual matches instead of squash matches, Jade Cargill's reign and run as TBS champion would have been okay. But no, you got to book her in squash matches. You might as well say her reign is a complete disaster now. Thanks to fucking AEW and their creative. Their creative's not shitty. Their creative is great, but when it comes, I find it strange that when it comes to the men, AEW gets the men what they want. But when it comes to the AEW women's division, it seems like AEW is just seemingly not giving the women what they want to do on TV. It seems like they're giving men more of what they want to do on TV than women. Am I the only one that's finding that to be oddly strange? What's going on here? I find that to be suspect, man. The fact that AEW is giving the men talent what they want to do more than the women's talent what they want to do on TV. The matches they want to be in, the opponents they want to go up against. as their dream opponents. I find it suspicious that the men is getting more from AEW than the women in AEW. Strange. Very suspect. Very suspicious. Just want to throw that out there. The women need to be on top like the men. If the AEW is not booking the women like they're on top like the men are on top of the men's division, like some of the top baby faces and heels are, then AEW is going to have a major problem. AEW is going to have a major, even more major problem with their booking and how they use talent on TV. Because you can't just fucking focus on one roster and then not focus on the other. You got to focus on both rosters. That's what WWE, Triple H, and his administration is doing, focusing on giving us the matches that we want, the segments that we want to see, making sure the segments, the matches are booked and produced right, making sure the shows, most importantly, are produced and written right, and make sure Triple H always makes sure he has the right producers and writers and the right creative team and management team. The same needs to be applied to Tony Khan. Tony Khan needs to make sure he has the right producers and writers and the right management and creative team. Which at this point I feel like Triple H does. But I feel like Tony Khan doesn't. He'll have some good creative management team members, and he's got some producers and writers. He's got somebody that's booking calendar events, Jeff Jarrett. He's booking live events, you know. He's got somebody doing that. He's got writers and producers. He just needs a general manager for AEW. And he needs a general manager, and he needs a management team. And he needs a creative team in AEW. He needs a general manager, AEW management team. He needs general manager, creative management team, and that's it, really. That's it, really, to be honest. He needs, number one, a general manager. Number two, creative management team. And number three, better creative writers and producers, if he has some already. If he has better creative writers and producers. Which I kind of believe and kind of don't believe at the same time. Not even going to go into why. I don't feel like explaining all that. But yeah, very disappointed that Jade squashes someone in her TBS championship match rather than facing a strong opponent, man. That's very disappointing. Not good for Jade Cargill, man. They need to up the ante a bit. I think Taya Valkyrie is nothing more than a fantastic choice for Jade Cargill. I mean, Taya Valkyrie is technically the same height as Jade Cargill. You know what I mean? So I think it's only fitting. And she has that power like Jade Cargill has. That raw power, strength, speed, agility, all that shit. So maybe this is Taya Valkyrie beating Jade Cargill before she gets to 55-0. That would be big stuff for Taya to start her AEW run. And then Jade can finally move up to the top title. Then we got a good promos from Starks and Juice to hype up their upcoming match. Hopefully him egging on the rest of Bullet Club doesn't come back to bite him. Well, this is a feud to bid Stark's time. I don't think we need a copy and paste of Starks versus JS. We don't need the rematch of Starks versus JAS. No, we don't need that. Where Starks has to get through like Austin and Chris Bay, who are stateside, to finally get at Juice. No, we don't need that. We don't need all that. But great stuff out of the International Championship match. Sometimes AEW does need to remember. They do need to remember that if they're to be the better pro wrestling company than WWE, they need to be better about pro wrestling troops. They banned Satnam and Sanjay Dutt. Satnam and Sanjay Dutt from ringside last time. Forget to do it this time. And, I get that it was all to keep us watching them, and then surprise, Lethal shows up to attack. But it's not like any of that cheating helps Jarrett win. I'm pretty sure you guys felt like they got things a little backwards. I also felt like they got things backwards. If you feel like that, I feel like that too, man. I really do feel like they got things backwards with this. Despite that, Jarrett should have tried all the cheating last week, and then Lethal taking Cassidy on in a clean match that he still loses, technically. So, some people in the community are complaining about how shitty QTV was. I wasn't even interested in QTV, to be honest. I just wasn't. It was basically a TMZ ripoff. Hello. You thought I didn't know that? I ain't stupid. I knew it was a TMZ ripoff. It looked similar to TMZ. Why do you think I said what I said? It was delivered well. Poke fun at WWE because, that's what AEW does. AEW blasting WWE, picking on WWE, yet they ain't focusing on themselves. Here we go again. AEW taking shot at WWE when they should be focusing on themselves in their own show. Focus on your show, not WWE. We don't need that AEW WWE war again. We don't need that AEW Dynamite NXT Wednesday night wars again. We don't need that. We don't need that. Anyways. It's just as bad as actual TMZ. AEW picking at WWE. Poking fun at them. But of course, someone under QT's orders stole the belt. That was clear when Hobbs had the belt in his promo on Rampage. I do appreciate Aaron Solo is sticking with QT. A nice way to give Harley Cameron a role on TV. Obviously, Wardlow will come after Hobbs. After he deals with Phoenix on Rampage, Wardlow and Hobbs will feud through to Double or Nothing. So, this means we're getting Hobbs defending his AEW TNT Championship against Wardlow for Double or Nothing. So that'll be the second match booked. That's the case. And I feel like we're getting Starks versus Juice Robinson for that pay-per-view as well. Double or Nothing. I would not be surprised if they book Starks versus Juice Robinson for Double or Nothing. So that probably be the third match. So first match is probably going to be Adam Hangman Page and Elite versus Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Willie Unit, and Danielson. And then it's going to be Hobbs defending his TNT Championship against Wardlow, and then Starks versus Juice Robinson. There you go. A card for Double or Nothing already taking shape, already looking like a banger of a card. Already. That's half of the card right there. It's not the full card. It's only half of the card. Wait until we get to the AEW Dynamite Go Home show. Right there and then, that's when you'll see the full card. I can't wait for Double or Nothing, man. It's going to be great. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's going to be one of the best Double or Nothing pay-per-views of 2023. I can just feel it. I just feel it. If they don't ruin, if they don't give us no fuck finishes or DQs. Hopefully no fuck finishes or DQs won't be involved in any of these matches going into Double or Nothing. And I got to find out when Double or Nothing is. I do have some news on dates and locations for Forbidden Door 2, which we'll go over during the time that I'll be going over your WWE and AEW Thursday morning news. Now, back to what I was saying here. It still feels like AEW's booked itself into a corner with this feud. And I say that because Powerhouse Hobbs should have already been TNT champion coming out of Full Gear last year. Why was he not? And I still, to this day, I still have this question wrapped around my head. Why was Hobbs not TNT champion coming out of Full Gear? That's what should have. That's what the end result should have been. It should have been Powerhouse Hobbs walking out as the new TNT champion coming out of Full Gear. Why now? Why now? He should have already been TNT champion coming out of Full Gear. Why now? So that means if he was TNT champion coming out of Full Gear, if he would have been TNT champion coming out of Full Gear, he would have already dropped the title by now. He would have already dropped the fucking title by now, probably. That or he would have defended it against someone else besides Wardlow. I think if he would have won the TNT champion coming out of Full Gear, I think he would be defending it against someone else other than Wardlow. That's what I think. If Powerhouse Hobbs would have won the TNT champion coming out of Full Gear, they would have gave Samoa Joe and Wardlow something else to do, I'm sure, on TV. Hell, they would have probably feuded Samoa Joe with Miru. We haven't seen Miru in like probably 5-6 months. They could have easily had Wardlow feud with Christian and Luchasaurus because God knows Christian and Luchasaurus needs more feuds in AEW. I would love to see Wardlow versus Luchasaurus. That'd be a hell of a fucking powerhouse match. Excuse me. I think coming out of Full Gear, we should have seen Wardlow feuding with either Luchasaurus or Lance Archer, because Lance Archer needs a feud at AEW. He really does. And we probably would have seen Samoa Joe feuding with the returning Miru. Now, this is just a spoiler. This is just a spoiler. This is just a hint. I'm not sure if he's coming back or not. We're not sure. But I think there's a big possibility that Miro could be coming back to AEW, could be on his way back to AEW this year. There's a possibility that Miro could be returning to be the next person for Powerhouse Hobbs to feud with. I think Miro is going to be Powerhouse Hobbs' next feud. I really think that. I don't think Miro's leaving AEW right now. But if they keep keeping him off TV, he is. And he's eventually going to sign back with WWE. So they need to bring him back now. They need to bring him back now. So we got a great opening segment from MJF and his rebar mess over, whatever it is, whatever his segment was. MJF's Golden Lightning Bolts outfit looked awesome. Now, some of you shouldn't be surprised that Seth Rollins didn't come up with something like that first, because Seth Rollins and MJF's gimmick, for the simple fact that their gimmicks are way different, and they dress way different as well. Now, at the same time, it feels like none of these four ladies walking with him to the ring wanted to do that. But on the bright side, it was great to have the four pillars of AEW all together. Each of them taking turns, digging at MJF, MJF digging at them, and they even obeyed the wrestling rule of destroying the cage. I believe 100% that we are getting a fatal four-way match at Double or Nothing. If we're not, I'd be shocked. Now, I could also see us getting it at either All Out or Full Gear. It doesn't matter what pay-per-view we're getting the match for, as long as they give us a hell of a fucking match. As long as this match is going to be a banger after banger after bangers after banger after banger. Which it is. Which this match is going to be a banger. For the ages. For sure. As epic as that would be, a fatal four-way match taking place at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Championship, I think that would be great. I think that's a great idea. To be honest. Depends on when Double or Nothing will be taking place. It all depends on that. It all depends if they have time to build this match up. Now, I think we should also see MJF essentially run the gauntlet, too. He said he beat each of them in the past. He has to see if he can do it again. Now, we got good stuff coming out of the Blackpool Combat Club versus Adam Hangman Page and Dark Order. They did it to the Trios Championship story and the Adam Hangman Page versus Moxley story as a whole. It does suck. It defiantly sucks for Stu Grayson to lose in his hometown. But the heels were going to stand tall to put the pressure on Hangman. The Trios triple threat main event was chaotic in a good way, and it was just so awesome. As much as Winnipeg wanted a hometown hero win, the House of Black holding on to the belts makes sense, as they've only just started. They can break off into a feud with just the JAS now. That goes to Double or Nothing. And with the Elite backing up Hangman, fans still got to have an awesome closing moment. I like where this is going. If the women get blood and guts, why not have the men do a big 4 versus 4 or something match for Double or Nothing to follow what is basically traditional now? Hey, doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. Not bad coming from me, right? It'd be great, though. It'd be a great idea. Probably be one of the best creative decisions that AEW's ever come up with. Maybe. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for your AEW Dynamite review. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. Please continue to support the channel. My nose is bothering me. I don't know why. My nose is stuffed up. I didn't want to say it on here, but hey, stuffed up. At least y'all can still hear me, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the AEW Dynamite review. Seriously. It's been a long week. Time has changed. And I had to change our clocks to an hour ahead. You know. Man. Time really does fly by when it wants to. Anyway. Just like the weather can't make up its mind what it wants to do outside. And I imagine it's 30, 40-something degrees outside right now. I feel bad for the dogs that are outside, laying in grass, and not in their doghouses sleeping and freezing and shivering out there. It's not good to leave your dogs out there freezing and shivering. Not good. Not good at all. Cause them to get frostbites. I don't want that. Ew. We took care of our dog. We always kept our dog in the house. Can't trust leaving our dog outside. The dog we used to have. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your WWE and AEW Thursday afternoon news. Here we go, folks. Alrighty. We don't have much. We don't have much AEW and WWE Thursday morning news to go over. But we are going to start with your AEW Thursday morning news. We're kind of going backwards here. Usually I start with your WWE news, but we're going to start with your AEW news. I hear some weird noise outside. I don't know what it is. But it is very annoying. And I don't like the sound of it. Now, AEW had interest in female pro wrestling veteran for a coaching job. Who that female veteran is, you guys are about to find out right now. As soon as I pull this piece of information here that I had got. Okay, where? There it is. Okay. So, to those of you that know Lufisto, the Wounded Owl of professional wrestling, is a true powerhouse in the industry with over 2 decades of experience under her belt. She has cemented her legacy as one of the most fearless, hard-hitting competitors in the game. Lufisto's signature blend of technical skill, high-flying athleticism has earned her numerous championship titles across the globe, from Canada to Japan to the United States. Throughout her illustrious career, she has wrestled for numerous promotions around the world and has been known as one of the best workers. However, she has never wrestled for any major wrestling promotion, despite showing interest. Fightful Select reported that Kalisto had interest in joining All Elite Wrestling, and there were some internal discussions about it with the company, wanting to bring her in as a coach. However, nothing materialized, and she ended up working a short tag match tapings. Says here, I quote, says Fightful, we're told Lufisto, at least they were told, Lufisto had interest in joining All Elite Wrestling, and there were some informal discussions about her possibly joining as a coach. However, there was never a follow-up on that. She ended up working a short tag match at the tapings she went to instead. As of Thursday, she was not the planned opponent. End quote. While AEW wanted to make her a coach, Lufisto probably decided that she wanted to be a wrestler. It's been interesting to see what she has brought to the AEW women's division. Bryan Danielson is legitimately hurt. He's legitimately hurting after AEW Revolution. While speaking on the Unconsciously Coupled podcast, Bryan Danielson talked about his physical condition after wrestling for over 65 minutes, stating that he was generally experiencing a lot of pain. Bryan Danielson had a black eye, limited mobility in his left arm, shooting pain down his leg, and a large wound on his stomach. He acknowledged that while his children may understand his physical pain, as they grew older, they will continue to realize that some of the struggles he faces are not just physical. Legally, I am in a tone of pain. And this says, and I quote from Davidson, I just wrestled for over 65 minutes. I got a black eye. I can't lift my left arm past here. Partially raise his arm. I have shooting pain going down my leg. There's this big gaping wound on my stomach. Those kind of things, it's like, oh, sorry, daddy is in a lot of pain. They understand that. But as they get older, they're going to understand that some of this is not physical. End quote. On the March the 8th episode of Dynamite, Danielson stated that he needed to go home following AEW Revolution. I have to wait and see when Danielson will make his return to AEW television. I think when Danielson makes his return to television, he's going to turn heel. He's going to align himself with the Blackpool Combat Club, and that's where we're going to get the Blackpool Combat Club versus Adam Hangman Page in the Elite for either Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear. I think it makes sense to get it for Double or Nothing, since the spring will be here. But they need enough time to build this match before the pay-per-view. Are you guys a huge Bryan Danielson fan? Do you believe he should have defeated MJF for the AEW World Championship? No. No. My answer is no. Hopefully your answer should be no too. He just needed to be in the match to put MJF over. Simple. Jon Moxley was not happy about competing at first AEW House Rules event. Sounds plausible. Sounds plausible, man. As previously reported, Jon Moxley was scheduled to compete against Trent Seven at Scrapper Mania 7, which was going to take place in Ireland for Over the Top on March the 17th. However, Moxley was pulled from the event and will be replaced by Eddie Kingston. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez noted that Jon Moxley was not happy to be pulled from that event. He says, and I quote, "They very much wanted all of the big stars there, the biggest stars that you could get who would do it. There was obviously the problem where Jon Moxley was double booked and they made him do the house show, which he was not happy about. So they want to sell tickets for these house shows, and they want to have something resembling a house show business. This is the first one, and I guess we'll see how it does." End quote. It has been confirmed that Moxley will team with Ring of Honor World Champion, fellow Blackpool Combat Club member Claudio Castagnoli to square off against Lee Moriarty and Big Bill on March the 18th. Which is Saturday. Do you guys like Jon Moxley? Do you believe he should not have been pulled from the event? Let me know. Kenny Omega is unsure about his future in AEW at this point. That's what the article claims. A injury layoff. Tony Khan has reportedly added the missed time to Omega's AEW contract. While Dode may have had the opportunity to sign Omega, he is currently under contract with AEW. At AEW Revolution, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were unable to retain their trios titles against House of Black. Right after that, Don Callis seemingly teased that Omega will go back to being a singles competitor soon. While speaking on CBC's Front Burner podcast with host Jamie, Kenny Omega was asked about his future in AEW and beyond. Omega made it clear that he is not sure about his future. I always kind of try to find a way, or at least try to lean directly from where my heart is pulling me, it says, and I quote, "And right now, I'm taking one step at a time. And with this Winnipeg show, it feels like, yeah, this feels right. And what's next? I don't know, because nothing has spoken to me. Nothing has told me this is what you need to do. The Spidey sense hasn't been triggered yet." End quote. Kenny Omega also fears that he is wasting his time in AEW. Uh-oh. Hopefully Kenny Omega finds the right promotion for him. The promotion where he'll be booked and used right. I'm not saying AEW hasn't used or booked him right on TV. AEW is doing a very good job with Kenny Omega. Very, very good job. I can't see why Kenny Omega wants to leave AEW and then sign somewhere else. I just can't see that. Just can't see that, man. Of course, Omega and the Elite teamed up against JS and House of Black for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. House of Black defended those titles and successfully defended those titles by defeating the Elite and JS to retain. No questions asked. WWE and AEW are apparently having a much different policy concerning controversial contract clause. I wonder why. Guess we'll find out, because Shawwal Sapp noted behind Fightful's paywall that while non-compete clauses are standard in WWE contracts, AEW doesn't go that way with things. Obviously, Tony Khan has his own process in business practices. It was noted that AEW doesn't really release talent unless it is an extreme circumstances. Non-compete clauses aren't a thing. I guess that's what Fightful noted. Though as time is generally just tacked onto the end of a deal to keep them locked down for longer. It says here, and I quote, based on the contracts that Fightful has seen within AEW and numerous talent that they've spoke to, there aren't any non-compete clauses attached to many of them. Non-competes are standard in WWE deals with main rosters lasting 90 days and NXT's lasting a general 30 days. However, All Elite Wrestling doesn't seem to have any. When asking AEW sources about the nature of this, they were told a few things. For one, All Elite Wrestling doesn't generally release talent anyway unless there is a special request or a disciplinary action. Disciplinary action. So they haven't necessarily had to implement those. And then it goes on to say a non-compete would generally just extend the life of a deal ending. Yeah, that word that starts with a D, I had to get that word right. I tried. I didn't understand the word. I tried to get it right as much as I could. You guys understand what I'm reading here. Upon some early departures, they were told things are largely a case-by-case basis. For example, everyone they spoke to in AEW believe if CM Punk were let out of his deal early, it would be on the condition he not compete in WWE for a period of time. It's the first time CM Punk's name is being mentioned in a quote. That quote, AEW's landscape could look very different in a matter of months. It will be very interesting to see where all of the chips land in this situation, because anything can happen when you're talking about contract. What is y'all's take on this AEW contract situation? Would you just ship from AEW right now if you could? Sound off in the live chat. Man, that's surprising, man. Wow. Holy shit. What kind of factual information did I just read? My goodness. AEW confirms date and location of Forbidden Door 2 event. Man, what are we getting ourselves into now? Because it says here that the Scotia Bank Century in Halifax will host the second Forbidden Door event on June the 25th. This will be another big opportunity for Tony Khan's company to flex his partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling. AEW sent out an official press release to confirm the upcoming summer show. It says here, and I quote, AEW announces massive 6-show summer Canadian tour. Taking off with the return of Forbidden Door in Toronto, AEW will host shows in 3 provinces across June and July. March the 5th, 2023, AEW GM announced yesterday that AEW will begin a month-long excursion of Canada starting in June, touring across Ontario, Alberta, for red hot shows including AEW Dynamite, Rampage, AEW House Rules, and the highly anticipated return of the AEW X New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door pay-per-view. After sailing out the Coca-Cola Coliseum in minutes for AEW's Toronto debut last October, Scotia Bank Century will play host to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view on Sunday, June the 25th, marking the second iteration of this groundbreaking event that pits the best and brightest talent on the AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling rosters against one another. Tickets for Forbidden Door go on sale Friday, March 24th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. From there, AEW's foray into Canada continues with a number of market debuts and marquee events. Wednesday, June 28th, AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage. Live from First Ontario Century in Hamilton, Ontario. Tickets go on sale Friday, March 24th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday, July the 5th, AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage live from Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta. Tickets go on sale Friday, March the 24th at 10 a.m. Wednesday, July the 12th, AEW Dynamite live from Saskatchewan Century in Saskatoon, Canada. Tickets go on sale Friday, March 24th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Friday, July the 14th, AEW Rampage live from Grand T Century in Regina. Tickets go on sale Friday, March 24th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Saturday, July 15th. AEW House Rules live at Saddle Dune as part of Canada's iconic annual cultural event. Calgary Stampede in Calgary, Alberta. Tickets go on sale Friday, March the 17th at 10 a.m. Tickets can be purchased at AEWTix.com. Canada has a rich wrestling heritage. And our debut, it says in this long paragraph, in Toronto last year served as a special moment in our incredible relationship with fans throughout the country, said Tony Khan. Now we're not only entering new markets, but also paying homage to the history of Canadian wrestling with unique moments like this, like AEW House Rules taking place from the iconic Calgary Stampede this summer. Is shaping up to be a massive with the return of Forbidden Door. And now Canadian fans in 6 separate markets will get a chance to witness what AEW has to offer up close and personal. End quote. Let's see how the event pans out. First Forbidden Door outing was a big hit with fans from both companies, and many wrestlers would like a chance to be on second card as well, says Ringside News. What's y'all's take on Tony Khan holding another Forbidden Door event? Let me know in my YouTube live chats, guys. That's open. Tony Khan confirms Taya Valkyrie's AEW signing. So he pretty much confirms what we already know, what we fans, wrestling fans already know. And that is that Taya Valkyrie signed with AEW. Taya Valkyrie made her debut to confront Jade Cargill after her successful TBS championship defense. We already went over all that. But Tony Khan to Twitter after Taya Valkyrie's AEW debut to confirm that the veteran has signed with his promotion. Khan welcomed Taya to AEW in his tweet. He said, and I quote, "Welcome to AEW, Taya Valkyrie. Great to see a Canadian star arrive on TBS on Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite in Winnipeg." End quote. Taya Valkyrie's debut came hours after she worked fans into thinking she won't show up to Dynamite to confront Jade Cargill. I knew she was trying to cover up the fact that she was rumored to make her debut. I knew it. She covered it up by having fans thinking she won't show up to Dynamite. Look at that. Bingo. I was right. I knew it. Knew she tried to cover it up. I knew it. The reports and the rumors on Taya Valkyrie debuting was true. Looks like the dirt sheets got this one right this time. Not complaining. What the dirt sheets didn't get right was that Bray Wyatt was out with a physical issue. No, and he was not out with a physical issue. WWE reportedly has no creative plans for Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's off TV because of Vince McMahon. If Vince McMahon wasn't there, Bray Wyatt would be on TV. Now, would he? Vince McMahon and Bray Wyatt's not on TV because of Vince McMahon. That's it. Vince McMahon doesn't like overweighted talent. He doesn't like to watch overweighted talent on TV. Why do you think he released Keith Lee and Bronson Reed? Because to Vince McMahon and Bruce, they were overweighted. They were fat. At least that's what Vince and Bruce thought of them. Hopefully everybody else didn't think that. Didn't think the same way that Vince and Bruce thought of Keith Lee, Bronson Reed, Ember Moon, and Bray Wyatt when they got released. That's probably what they thought of Taya Valkyrie too when they released her from the company. Who knows? You never know, man. You never know. AEW Rampage set to air at special start time this week. Oh joy, I can't wait to go over this. The latest announcement with regard to Rampage comes several days after AEW announced they will be airing Rampage on a different night for 2 weeks this month. Oh really? Given that I haven't watched it the last 2 weeks because the show is a miserable failure. There you go. Bingo. And then you wonder why hundred thousands of other people are not watching it. Because the fucking shows on Rampage are absolutely god-awfully boring. Complete garbage. is Rampage. Some weeks, not every week, some weeks. This week's edition of Rampage was originally set to air on Saturday, March the 18th, but that no longer seems to be the case. Of course not. Of course, this doesn't seem to be the case. Of course. Rampage is scheduled to air on Saturday, March the 25th at 10 p.m. and Friday next week as well. As always, viewers can catch the latest episodes of AEW programming on TNT and streaming services like the TNT app and AEW Plus. You can always watch AEW on BlanchardReport.com too. I mean, hello. I think it'd be best if you link your TV provider with BlanchardReport.com. BlanchardReport.com always has your back when it comes to finding ways to watch Rampage and Dynamite. Why do you think I watch Rampage and Dynamite on their website? It's safe. It's better. Blanchard Report has all you need when it comes to finding ways to watch Dynamite and Rampage. I recommend you guys to link your TV provider with BlanchardReport.com. Do not link your TV provider with TNT app and AEW Plus. I don't trust those. I don't trust those whatsoever. There could be some hackers on there. They could be waiting for you guys to link your stuff. You know? BlanchardReport.com is safer. It's a safer website to watch Rampage and Dynamite. All you have to do is link your TV provider. Bam. It shows up on the screen. You got to go to the AEW on their website. You have to go to AEW and you see where it says AEW Rampage. Click here or whatever. And it pops up. You got to link your TV provider for it to come on. TV provider and wait for it to come on unless you're going to get on there early. If you get on there early, you have to wait for it to come on. If you get on there when it's about to come on and you have your TV provider linked, you should be good to go. You should be good to go, man. You should have no problems. Haven't had no problems on my end so far. So, anyways. Taya Valkyrie's AEW in-ring debut and more has been booked from Rampage tomorrow night. We're going to go over that. Tony Khan confirmed Taya Valkyrie's AEW signing after her Dynamite appearance. Escalade noted during Dynamite that Taya Valkyrie will make her in-ring debut for the promotion on Rampage this Friday. Powerhouse Hobbs will have his first TNT Championship defense. The big man won the title from Wardlow last week on Dynamite. Still think that should have been TNT champion coming out of Full Gear last year. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still sticking by that, whether you like my opinion or not. Hobbs will defend the title against Rey Fenix in an open challenge. He should have already been TNT champion last year. Why would you pick the time now to put the title on him? He should have already been champion. Already. Since day one. Ever since coming out of Full Gear, should have already been champion. Should have walked out coming out of Full Gear as TNT champion. I don't care. No questions asked. I got nothing else to say about it. Finally, 2.0, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker will take on Bollywood Boys. For those wondering, Bollywood Boys are a former WWE tag team known as the Singh Brothers. So that is your card from Rampage. I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching. This looks like this is going to be a mid-episode. Guys, if you plan on watching Rampage, I think you're going to be set for failure. I don't think I'm going to be watching Rampage. I think I'm only going to be live for SmackDown this week. I have a feeling Rampage is not going to deliver. I have a feeling Rampage is going to be a complete living hell of a disaster. It's not going to be a good show. It's not going to be a good show, man. It's not going to be a good show. I don't care if Taya Valkyrie's debuting. I don't give a fuck. It's not going to be a good show. It's going to be boring as fuck. The only match that's going to steal the show is Powerhouse Hobbs versus Rey Fenix. That's probably it. That TNT Championship match is probably going to be a squash match. They're probably going to do Powerhouse Hobbs like they did with Jade Cargill. Book him in squash matches. Like that's going to do him any good. Like that's going to get him over. Give me a fucking break with this shit. Rampage is going to be so garbage this week, man. From looking at the card. Matt Menard. What makes you think everybody's going to watch 2.0 versus Bollywood Boys? Are you fucking kidding me? We've seen these guys go at it against each other before. Matter of fact, we've seen these guys go at it before in WWE. What the fuck? Nobody's watching this shit. I'm not watching. There will be no Rampage watch along because of the card. Because of the card, man. The card for the show looks terrible. It does not look good at all. I am very disappointed in the Rampage card. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm disappointed. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing, man. Last but not least, for your AEW Thursday morning news, former WWE trainer signs with AEW as backstage producer. And there's already spoiler results for Rampage. We're going to go over them. Oh, great. Oh, great. Just seen it on my screen. I just happened to see it on my screen. I didn't even notice it was there until now. Great. Great. Some more bullshit to go over. Great. PW Insider is reporting that AEW has hired Sarah Stark, formerly known as Sarita, whatever. Sarita and Dark Angel as a coach and backstage producer. She's formerly known as Sarita and Dark Angel as a coach and backstage producer. The outlet reported that Saraya, I wonder who the outlet was. Makes me question who it was. But they reported that Sarah had her first day with the company in Winnipeg last night. Tony Khan introduced her before the crowd during Rampage taping. Sarah Stark joins Serena Deeb, Madison Rayne as the official female coaches in AEW. Sarah is no stranger to the world of professional wrestling and on her craft, traveling across the globe. Her stint with WWE began after she was invited as a guest coach in 2015. She would eventually sign up as a developmental trainer in September 2015. Unfortunately, her run came to an end after she was loaded on April 15, 2020. WWE released her from her contract on September the 10th, 2020. Sarah Stark's start. AEW journey coincides with the arrival of Taya Valkyrie in AEW. Taya made her AEW debut in dramatic fashion by confronting TBS champion Jade Cargill on the latest episode of Dynamite. There's some AEW Rampage spoiler results. Good, I don't have to go live with a Rampage watch along. Thank God. I'm not watching the show anyway. The card looks drizzling shits. The card does. Week's edition of Rampage will air on March the 17th at a special start time, and it will deal with the aftermath of Dynamite as well. Matches for Rampage were announced during Dynamite this week. So here's the spoiler results, guys. Here we go. Powerhouse Hobbs retained his TNT championship against QT Marshall, gained up on Alex Abrahendez after the match. Taya Valkyrie squashed Ava Wallace in her AEW in-ring debut. And Matt Menard and Angela Parker defeated the Bollywood Boys. That was it. Nope, not going to be live for the Rampage Watch Along. Another Rampage Watch Along will not be live. No Rampage Watch Along again. Once again, I am tired of these Rampage shows. They have been nothing but horrendous, despicable garbage. Moving on. Time to go over your WWE Thursday morning news. And we don't have much. Women's Tag Team title match. And more added to NXT Stand and Deliver. All right, give me a second. Let me go ahead and find what I need to find here. Then we'll go over the match, or the news on the card for Stand and Deliver. I don't know why I'm thinking I went over. I don't know why I'm thinking of reviewing Dynamite when I just got finished doing it. It's kind of funny the way I said match. WWE announced that Kiana James, Fallon Henny, will defend their NXT Women's Tag Team Championships against Isla Dawn and Alba Frey at Stand and Deliver. Oh, great! I cannot wait to not watch this match. Maybe it's going to be good. I don't know. We'll have to see. I will be live for my Stand and Deliver watch along. We'll have to see, man. I'm going to start my WrestleMania 39 Night 1 and Night 2 thumbnails and backgrounds probably this Saturday afternoon. Either this Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning or afternoon. I don't know. I want to start on them early so I can have my WrestleMania 39 Night 1, Night 2 watch along schedule and have my NXT Stand and Deliver watch along schedule as well. Now, the NXT North American Championship will be on the line as well. It will be Wesley defending his title against 4 other competitors in a fatal 5-way match at Stand and Deliver. Ooh, that's going to be great. Shawn Michaels booked the match after he had a talk with Lee. The whole interaction was filmed by NXT Anonymous. And finally, the fate of the NXT Women's Championship will be decided in a ladder match between Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, and competitors that'll be determined in the build-up to the show. NXT Stand and Deliver will emanate from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California, as part of WrestleMania weekend. So here's the card for Stand and Deliver. Braun Breaker will defend his NXT Championship against Carmella Hayes with Trick Williams at ringside. Zoe Stark versus Gigi Dolan versus an unknown female opponent in this match. It'll be Wes Lee versus 4 other competitors. So this is basically a fatal 5-way match for the North American Championship. Then we have the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller. And that is the card for NXT Stand and Deliver. So technically, we're only going to be seeing 5 matches on this pay-per-view. Nothing more, nothing less, just 5 matches. Not no 6, 7, 8 matches. Grudge match book for next week's NXT. As you guys know, Elder Dragunov, Jade, Elder Dragunov, and JD McDonough is continuing their feud on NXT currently. Though they announced a grudge match between the Cesare and the Irish Ace for NXT next Tuesday. Dragunov said he wanted to end his rivalry with McDonough during a confrontation on NXT. He says, and I quote, "You and me next week." JD McDonough versus Dragunov. Two men soon entered into a brawl that went all the way to the backstage. McDonough even pulled NXT North American champion Wesley into the fight when he hit him with a head. So I can see McDonough and Elder Dragunov both being inserted into that fatal 5-way match. I can see that happening. Either it's going to be both JD McDonough and Elder Dragunov being inserted into that match, or it's going to be one of them. One of the two. But Elder Dragunov versus JD McDonough, regardless, is the only match announced so far for March 1st, 2023 episode of NXT, which is episode 12. John Cena's current status for a massive WWE SummerSlam match. WrestleVotes recently dropped a report about WWE's future plan for John Cena and a big opponent that is allegedly in line for the 16-time world champion. Oh, I cannot hardly wait. Please tell me it's not Logan Paul, because that's exactly what it's looking like. Jesus Christ. Why is WWE so obsessed with using Logan Paul on TV? Get him out, man! Really? Logan Paul's gimmick is fucking garbage, man. His promos is not good. He has no experience, and he's not even a wrestler. I feel like I've said this countless of times already. Say that Logan Paul loved the idea, and Cena was totally down it. Oh, great. I don't like the idea of seeing Logan Paul on TV wrestling. I don't. Meanwhile, I love the idea of seeing John Cena wrestling on TV. I hope John Cena fucking beats Logan Paul for all I fucking care. As long as John Cena squashes and destroys Logan Paul to where he doesn't show up on TV ever again. To where WWE can stop using him on TV. Even if this means being Logan Paul's last match. Hopefully it is. They have made mega money, and it's just a matter of when they want to tell a good story, because they're megastars. So there's got to be a reason. The match is very much on the table, even at SummerSlam. All parties involved want to do it. John Cena versus Logan Paul was a match that WWE penciled in for WrestleMania 39 at one point in time. The match was changed in a hurry when new opponents were figured out for each special attraction. Although a match between those two would draw a lot of interest, they can confirm that it is not being discussed anymore. Ringside News reached out to confirm this story about WWE's supposed plan for John Cena at SummerSlam. They were told regarding John Cena versus Logan Paul, nothing has been discussed yet. I hope. I want to see Logan in the ring. I don't. I don't want to see Logan Paul in the ring anymore after this match with Seth Rollins. Get that guy away from WWE television. John Cena is insanely busy. So making it back again for SummerSlam might be difficult to pull off. Also, WWE still has to get through the showcase of the Immortals this year. That being said, they are not discussing this match at all right now. Good. Please leave it alone. I don't want to see Logan Paul on TV again after his match with Seth Rollins. Please leave it alone. A lot of options are on the table for the future, and plus John Cena has other things to focus on than WWE. So please leave it alone. But that doesn't mean they will happen. It's not going to happen. I hope it doesn't, for my sake. Many things need to work out in order to arrange a John Cena return. Oh, man. We'll have to see where John Cena, Logan Paul, or after WrestleMania is over. I hope they are not going that direction. Please, keep Logan Paul off TV after this. Leave Logan Paul alone. Let Logan Paul do what Logan Paul has to do outside of WWE. Outside, in the real life. And let John Cena get back to acting. No, the hell we don't. Hell no. I don't give a fuck what people think. Nobody knows. I don't want to see Logan Paul on TV. His gimmick and his promo is garbage. I don't want to see him on TV. I'd rather watch John Cena wrestle on TV than Logan Paul. What do you guys want to see John Cena wrestle? To be honest, I'd rather see John Cena wrestle Stone Cold than Logan Paul. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it, man. Hell, I would even rather see John Cena wrestle Dominik Dijakovic. Dominik Dijakovic is currently Dijak on NXT. I know, but I'm just not a fan of Logan Paul, AJ. That's your opinion. I respect it. I'm not going to argue over your opinion. That's what you think. So that's you, okay? That's your opinion. You stick to your opinion, and I stick to mine. You stick to your opinion, I stick to mine. Yeah, John Cena is old, and he should not be used on TV. He should be focusing on his acting career. I don't know why they would make a dumb idea to have John Cena be booked in a match against Theory. But I think John Cena versus Theory is going to be great. And plus, I think it's going to be better than Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, to be honest. John Cena is the greatest of all time. I mean, why would you not want to see John Cena wrestle on TV? John Cena is a 16-time world champion, man. He is a legend. And I would not be surprised if WWE inducts John Cena into the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later. I would not be surprised. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Why is John Cena not in the Hall of Fame yet? Why is he not there? He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He's worthy of being in it. Seth Rollins is winning over Logan Paul. Logan Paul's going to lose. Logan Paul's not a wrestler. He has no experience. His gimmick and promos are terrible. He's just an actor, a podcaster. That's it. An actor and a podcaster. And a celebrated. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Why do you think there were reports coming out that WWE talent were unhappy and complaining about celebrities like Logan Paul being booked on a card for a pay-per-view, stealing their spotlight and glow? I mean, do you blame all the WWE talents for being unhappy about celebrities like Logan Paul being booked on a WrestleMania pay-per-view? I don't blame the talents for being unhappy about celebrities being used and booked on TV, getting more TV time than the actual talent that they have. I don't blame them. I think it's complete bullshit that the celebrities are being booked and used more on TV than the actual talent that WWE has. Everything's going well with Triple H and Control's creative, but I have a weird feeling, I have a suspicious feeling that Triple H will not be in Control Creative any longer. Vince McMahon, sooner or later, Vince McMahon will be back in Control Creative. I hope to God not. Vince McMahon is a terrible chairman. Nobody wants Vince McMahon back in WWE as creative. Keep him as far away from creative as you can. Please. Please. Please, man. Nobody cares. That demented old fuck can go do what the fuck he wants. Just long as you keep him away from WWE. He doesn't belong back in the company. You seen what Vince McMahon did? He released 200 plus talent, and they all could have been used for suitable roles for the 2021 Royal Rumble, man. Even for the 2022 Royal Rumble. Never happened. Bronson Reed, Ember Moon, as I stated earlier, Bronson Reed, Ember Moon, Keith Lee, Bray Wyatt got released from the company because they were overweighted. To Vince and Bruce, in their vision, they were considered fat. That's not right. To be releasing people like that because they're fat. That's not right. They don't even look fat. They don't even look fat. At all. They don't. Vince McMahon, and you know, it's sad. It's a damn shame that Vince McMahon is not a fan of overweighted wrestlers. It really is. Bray Wyatt's gimmick is going nowhere for him. Now he's off TV because of Vince McMahon. You know, Vince McMahon this, Vince McMahon that. I'm just tired of hearing news about Vince McMahon. I really am. I really just want to throw my laptop outside the window. I really do. I'm just tired of hearing it. Tired of hearing it, man. Enough is enough. Vince McMahon has got to get out of WWE. He's got to go. I hope more lawsuits start building up against Vince McMahon because he's got to go. Get Vince out of there, man. The only reason why there were reports on Vince McMahon being backstage for John Cena is because that's what the dirt sheets believe. But that's not what upcoming wrestling YouTube content creators like me believe. That's not what JD believes. That's not what Solo Monster believes. That's not what these current smart guys in the community, these current smart podcasters in the community believe. That's not what they believe. What we believe is that Vince McMahon was backstage because he knows that Triple H is not running it like how he used to run it in WWE. Vince McMahon wants power. He wants control. He wants to seize creative again just so he can ruin the men and women's rosters, just so he can bury all of Triple H's talent, just so he can freaking embarrass the hell out of Triple H and his administration taking over, trying to show WWE who's boss. Give me a break. If you think Vince McMahon is a good chairman, you gotta be the biggest fucking idiot on planet Earth. There's something wrong with your brain. There's something mentally wrong with you if you think Vince McMahon was the greatest chairman in all WWE. No. Not even close. No. Sorry. So Ringside News reached out to confirm the story about WWE's supposed plan for John Cena at SummerSlam. They were told regarding John Cena versus Logan Paul, nothing has been discussed yet. So there you go. We went through that story already. All right, moving on. Moving on, man. Moving on from that because I don't want to talk about it anymore. If you have any questions about the news regarding John Cena's stat SummerSlam, let me know. I'm willing to answer your questions the best way I can. The best way I know I can. Ric Flair reviews new Hall of Fame inductee. Yes, folks, I don't stutter. There's news on Ric Flair reviewing new Hall of Fame inductee. This looks like legit news, especially if it's coming from ringside news sources like ESPN. According to ESPN, it was announced that the Great Muta is the next inductee into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. This was expected thanks to previous reports, and it will be confirmed by Ric Flair under the bump. The Nature Boy was around for that big announcement. Despite never having wrestled for WWE, Muta participated in the New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWF Champions Series in Japan in 1985, frequently competed in the NWA and WCW as a former WCW Tag Team Champion. Muta has an iconic feud with Sting for the NWA World Television Championship. Now, Muta, people thought Muta was going to be the first inductee, only to find out the geeks online were wrong. Only to find out that Rey Mysterio was the first inductee in the Hall of Fame. I find it funny that the geeks online thought that the great oh my god, man. I find it funny that the retarded negative AEW geeks online thought that the Great Muta was going to be the first inductee into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, right. No. Wrong. Wrong. Sounds to me like either you're on weed or you read the wrong news report, because that was not the case. The case was Rey Mysterio was the first one inducted into the Hall of Fame. End of the story. So, Muta was also a frequent opponent of Ric Flair and challenged for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship multiple times during his career. No matter what, he was always respected in the business. On January the 1st, Muta's final singles match was against Shinsuke Nakamura, who is currently signed to WWE. Later, on January the 22nd, Muta's last match as Great Muta took place when he teamed up with Sting and Darby Allin to face Akira. And I don't even know who the fuck this other guy is. I mean, his Japanese name is so long, I don't even want to say it. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it blank. These Japanese names, man, I tell you, they confuse the heck out of people sometimes. The Great Muta will be joining Rey Mysterio in this year's Hall of Fame ceremony. Oh, now they're saying he's going to be joining. Now they're saying, but the Geeks Online said he was going to be the first inductee. What happened? What happened, geeks? What happened, man? Wrong. Rey Mysterio's the first entry into the Hall of Fame. That's what happens when you listen to the wrong people, man, on the internet. Wow, man. Where is people getting their freaking sources from? Where is these geeks getting all their information from, man? Wow. The versions online, man, I tell you, it amazes me. It really does. That's why I sometimes, when I get time, I message my cousin My cousin was just in the live chat, by the way. That's why sometimes I take the time to message my cousin to see if he's all right. Make sure nobody is bullying him online and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's really dangerous people online, man. You gotta be careful what you know. Really. And then when you walk to work, you walk to the store, you gotta watch your surroundings. It is crazy around the neighborhood where I live. It really is. And if you don't believe it, why don't you ask my cousin, AJ from the Berry? Why don't you ask him? He could even tell you that Salisbury's gotten crazy. You don't want to live in Salisbury. I don't even want to be here. I really want to move somewhere else, man. I really don't want to be in Salisbury. It's not safe, man. It really is. I'd rather live in a peaceful, safeful country. I'd rather live in a very, very safe county. Very, very safe state. Heck, I'd rather live close to the fucking beach, to be honest. Where I can just sit back, relax, be on my phone, have a good time, you know, feel the wind, the air, you know, enjoy the fucking view, you know what I'm saying? Fuck all this violence and shit, man. I'm tired of hearing that. That's all we hear on the news now. People getting shot and killed, this and that. I mean, if the community and the police officers are not going to come together as a community, put a stop to it, I mean, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening until the police and the community puts a stop to it. Until every criminal, until every freaking gang member is off the damn street. Okay? I'm just going to say it like that. It's not going to stop until every dangerous person is off the street. Till every single person with weapons are off the street, man. This generation of people is just, well, I can't stand it, man. I can't stand this generation I'm living in. I just can't stand it. I wish it went back to my parents' days. I wish it went back to the days when I was little. When I was just now learning about life and learning about Earth. You know what I'm saying? God, I wish it went back to those days. Those days were so much better than right now. It was so much better when I was a kid. Because I was nice. Nothing bad happened. Good things happened. People got along. Now, people are not getting along. People are more caring about themselves than others. Back in the day, my mom and my granny was younger, people used to care about other people. And now that's not the case anymore. Now you gotta start looking out for yourself now. You don't got nobody anymore. You don't got nobody to rely on. Nobody. It's crazy. It really is. That's why I always tell you guys, stay safe always, because you never freaking know what's going to happen to you in life. It's gotten really, really crazy in Salisbury. You guys just don't understand. Things like nobody understands with my parents, because my parents are always saying, hey, somebody shooting this person. Man, tell you, it's crazy around here. Miracle. Somebody always doing something bad. When is this violence gonna stop? Anyways, guys, I'm moving on. JC Jane, written off NXT television due to injury. Oh boy, that is not going to sit well with JC Jane, and she's not even going to make it. She's so injured, she's so hurt that she won't even make it to Stand and Deliver. That's how bad this is looking for her. as far as looking into this news goes. Because it says here that during the Wrestling Observer Live, as far as her condition goes, Brian Everett spoke on Jason Jane's current situation in NXT. I think this is K5. I don't even think this is real, to be honest. The reason that she is going home for a while on NXT is blamed on an injury situation. Says here, and I quote, I think what they did was have the match, and they knew she was hurt, and that's why it was rushed, because they got that match out of the way, and now she's going home for a while. I've heard that she's injured and will be out, says Brian Alvarez, end quote. It was later noted that JC Jane's injury is not that serious, so she will be back soon. Okay, so maybe she will be back in time before Stand Deliver. Okay. Hey, no complaints there, as long as she's 100% healthy and ready to go, ready to be back in action. She'll be able to get back to action as soon as possible. You never want somebody to sit on the sidelines with an injury. That's not okay at all. It doesn't look right. Especially a female getting injured. It doesn't look right. It doesn't even look right seeing a female fry cookie in position at their jobs. It legitimately doesn't even look right seeing a female as a fry cooking chicken, working in their position as a fry cook. It doesn't look right. It didn't even look right that my general manager was cleaning the fryers. It didn't look right. It didn't look right. It looked. I felt so bad. I had to send her a golden star on a crew hat. I legitimately had to send her a star on the crew hat, man. That's how bad I felt for my general manager having to clean the fryers. We had more cooks, man. She wouldn't have to worry about that. But people keep coming and going. That's every job. It happens. We just got to focus on keeping our jobs on top. Make sure we're giving the customers what they want. It's that simple. Just that simple, man. But anyways, JC Jade is coming off one of the biggest storyline arches in her pro wrestling journey. Sadly, she couldn't keep an injury from stopping that momentum. She will be back soon enough. She will be back soon enough. NXT sees viewership drop this week. Oh, really? That's not a shock. NXT was complete garbage. No shit. No shit, man. NXT has not been good the last 5 months. That is not good for WWE. They need to do better with NXT. Vince, it's noted that Vince is probably doing something in the shadows that's making NXT viewership drop. Who knows? Vince probably talking with those people in the departments, probably telling them to change this, change that. Oh, I don't want this smug gimmick on my TV. This guy's overweight, man. I don't like to watch overweighted talent. I know I'm not a fan of Triple H talent. I think we need to make changes to this and that. Vince McMahon right there, man. According to WrestleNomics, the March the 14th episode of WWE NXT scored a viewership of 590,000 viewers with a .15 to 1849 demographic. NXT Roadblock special saw a boost in viewership on March the 17th. Their overnight viewership was 624,000 with a .17 to 1849 demographic. That is all I'm going over. Good God, I ain't going over all that. That's too much. I'm just going to stop it right there. That is as far as I'm going to go. Batista's current WWE Hall of Fame status. I don't know what's going on with my nose, man. I don't know if it's because of cellophane or what. But it's keeping my eczema from flaring up. That's for sure. It's always good to have cold air, especially when you got eczema flaring, when you feel like you're going to have eczema flaring up. Not the cold outside. No. The cold outside is worse than the ceiling fan cold. I'm telling you right now. You go outside with no jacket on, you're going to be freezing. I'm telling you right now. You have frostbites. So, there's some news on Batista's current Hall of Fame status. So, according to PW Insider, Batista may not be inducted into the Hall of Fame class of 2023 due to his Hollywood commitments. Oh man, that's bullshit. I don't think I'm gonna believe this fucking news. I don't think I believe this whatsoever. I suspect to believe Batista is going to be there. I don't want to believe this right now. Not right now. Not right now. The report notes that Batista will still be filming his latest project, My Spy in South Africa, during the WrestleMania week. Wow, that's going to be a long way from America. I'll tell you that. For those wondering, this year's Hall of Fame ceremony will take place on March 31st, 2023. So that is before Stand and Deliver at WrestleMania's 39 Night 1. There have been talks within WWE about Batista headlining this year's Hall of Fame. The Animal even hoped he would get inducted into the prestigious institution. Now, that said, his business filming schedule as well has numerous side projects are continuing to prevent him from receiving the grand honor. WWE plans to have a much smaller class of Hall of Fame inductees. Here I am getting ready to say match again, thinking I'm reviewing Dynamite when I already done did inductees this year. Dynamite is on my mind because how much of a banger the show was. This show was fucking great, man. No, really, it was great. Better than Monday Night Raw this week, I tell you that much. So I'm not too disappointed. As of right now, I'm not. It was also reported that the company plans on inducting Stacy as part of the class of 2023, which confirmed what I already knew. I don't know about you guys, but what I already knew. The company will tape the event after SmackDown. WWE has so far announced Rey Mysterio and the Great Muta as the first two inductees into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. That confirms what the entire community had already knew about those two being inducted. Rey was revealed as the first inductee. I still can't get off the fact that these geeks online thought that the Great Muta was going to be the first inducted. I still can't get off of that, man. These geeks online are a bunch of comedians, man. Really. Thinking that the Great Muta was going to be the first one inducted. Wow. Wow, man. I still can't get off of that. It's freaking hilarious. It really is. Harassment! No, I'm just joking. But seriously, it's still hilarious. It really is. Great Muta, on the other hand, was revealed as the second inductee by none other than Ric Flair. You guys think Batista will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year? Last but not least, WWE's WrestleMania preparations in chaos as company prepares for sale. And then there's this article I'm seeing that says belief that Vince McMahon is part of WWE creative team. No shit. No shit. He's doing something suspicious in the shadows. I definitely believe that story. I definitely believe that story. He's doing something because Omos versus Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley were Vince McMahon ideas. Austin Theory versus John Cena, Vince McMahon idea. Lita, Becky winning the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, Vince McMahon idea. What if I tell you that the Brock Lesnar Omos face-to-face segment was a Vince McMahon idea too? See? Elias getting buried, losing to Bronson Reed, Vince McMahon idea. All Vince McMahon, not Triple H. All those ideas were Vince McMahon ideas and not Triple H ideas. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good to hear. Ringside News reached out about how WrestleMania's preparations are going. There's some news on WWE's WrestleMania preparations and chaos as the company prepares for sale. So they were told by one tenured source on the creative team that it's been pretty crazy here the past few weeks, they say. Especially with everyone in confusion about how few staff is being brought to LA for Mania. No, it's not referring to LA Night. No, it's not referring to LA Night. It's about LA, the actual city. It seems that WWE is making a lot of cuts, even where it comes to spending on staff. They were told that additionally told, they were a lot of people that won't be making the trip. More, not than are. It was made especially clear that there are a lot more people who are not going to SoFi Stadium for WrestleMania 39. Who are you to tell me that? I don't believe this for 1 second. They were told by a source that the reason for those travel cuts is that the company is preparing for a sale. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, this is scaring me. This is scaring me, really. WWE is examining costs across the board in every imaginable aspect. My good friends, Ringside News will continue the best coverage possible on the road to WrestleMania. Jesus fucking Christ. This is not an interesting time for the company right now. This is a bad time for the company right now to be preparing for sale. There should be no sale happening, period. That's going to do it for your AEW and WWE Thursday morning news. If you guys enjoyed listening, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the WWE AEW Thursday morning news. I said it backwards. Oh well. Let me know what you think of your WWE, of your AEW WWE Thursday morning news. That's how you know I need to go to bed, because I'm not getting my shit right. Guys, I'm getting out of here. It's 6:35 in the morning, and I haven't even got no sleep yet. So, I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. What am I streaming tomorrow? Hold on. Let me check the schedule. What am I streaming tomorrow? I got to work Saturday because my job needs one more cook for Saturday night, so I'm going to be working Saturday night. I will not be streaming Tekken 7 or Street Fighter Saturday night due to work. So let me see what I got scheduled for Friday. Oh, I'll be streaming Hot Racing live on YouTube Friday from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Make sure you guys be in the live chat for that. I got to do the thumbnail for that, which it'll probably have to be later on. I'm going to try to clean up my room some, because it needs to be clean. Try to do some chores. Because Lord knows my room needs to be dusty. Needs to be dust. Because it kind of looks a tiny bit dusty. A little bit. But I'm getting out of here, guys. yourselves a great Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hot Shot Racing. We're going to be streaming that game. That's one of the newest games that I have on my console. So we're going to stream that Friday. So I'll see you guys in live chat for that. It's going to be fun. Trust me. Peace. I'm out of here. Oh, wait a minute. I knew I forgot to do something. Okay. Now I'm gone this time. My outro is finally popped up. Whenever I clicked something, my news intro popped up instead of my outro. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened, but that was weird. Rank Stream's been having some problems the last few weeks, so it's been having a lot of connection problems. So that could be one of the reasons. But anyways, I'm getting out of here, guys. See you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming Hot Shot Racing when I come back from getting my haircut Friday. And I didn't mean to say see you guys tomorrow. I didn't mean to say that. Well, actually, yeah, I'm right. I'll see you guys Friday for Hot Shot Racing. Then we'll be live for SmackDown. No Rampage watch along. We'll only be live for SmackDown watch along. Unfortunately, I was not impressed with the card. The card looks weak for Rampage. So if you miss Rampage Friday night, I'm here to tell you you're not going to miss nothing. You're going to miss nothing but garbage. Exactly what you're going to miss. Nothing but complete garbage. Complete garbage is Rampage this week. Rampage is not going to be a good show, so don't even bother watching it. Don't. I'm getting out of here, guys. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Stay safe always. It's crazy, man. People are just doing crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, man. People going around shooting, killing people is just, it's too much. It's going to have a lot of people have mental breakdowns. A lot of people are going to be trying to commit suicide, kill themselves because people won't stop doing all this freaking violence, committing crimes and stuff. It's just, people are doing too much out here, man. You got to pray. You got to take care of yourself and establish yourself as much as you can and always stay positive. Stay away from the negative shit. That's what I learned in my life. I learned that you got to stay away from the negative and be all about the positive. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Continue to establish yourself and don't worry about others. Don't worry about all the haters surrounding you. Fuck them. They don't do nothing but bring you down. Care about the people that care about you. Don't care about the people that don't care about you. Because if you do that, you'll be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then, something bad will happen. You don't want to be around people that you don't trust. No. That's a big no. Don't be around people that you don't trust. I barely even hang around people around where I live. I barely hang around anybody, man. I mostly by myself, man. I don't even try to talk to people, man. I only talk to my parents and my coworkers. The only people I message online is my cousin, my stepbrother, you know. And I do have some females that message me. I message them too. They're nice. They're mostly nice. Most of them are nice though. They're not really disrespectful. Like the one I blocked a few months ago. Matter of fact, I done had to block her again this month. Over requesting something that got me suspicious. She told me to request something that had me suspicious, and I had to block. because I knew that was her way of trying to gain information and try to get more. I wasn't, trust me, I'm smart. I was not stupid. I had it figured out already, which is what led to me blocking her on Instagram. You gotta be careful, man, especially with these scams and hacks. If you get any calls from scammers, don't answer it. That's what my parents always tell me. They used to always tell me that, and they still tell me that. Since my parents told me that, I'm telling you guys that for your own safety. If a scammer or a hacker is calling you, don't answer. If it's a number that you don't recognize, if it's a number that you're not familiar with, don't answer. Don't. People are scamming, hacking, shooting, killing, robbing, stabbing, raping, and all kinds of bad things is happening. People are doing all kinds of negative things that they should not be doing. Hell, I hope the criminals rot in hell for all I care. The ones that decide they were going to go out here and rape 50-something women and junk, they need to be rotting in hell. All the criminals that's raped and tried to abuse all women. I feel bad for all the females that are victims of rape, hacking, and scam. They don't deserve all that. They don't. Really. I support straight and bisexual females, man. Especially the ones that have been victims of violence. It's not right out here, man. All these guys, man. It's these guys. It's these pathetic guys out here, man. These pervs out here. Thinking it's okay to rape and kill a woman. It's not. It's not okay to hit on a woman either. Think before you actually do something. Think before you speak. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. I'm getting the hell out of here this time. Peace. I'll see you guys Friday. I'll be streaming Hot Shot Racing, and I'll be live for your SmackDown watch along for SmackDown episode 11. I'm gone.